Excuse me, my sister, when me holiday. I don't know. I said, my brother, when me holiday. I don't know. Me, I know. Me, I know. Say you don't know. Me, I know. I know when me holiday. I know when me holiday. Now, this is the word I know holiday. I know when me holiday. That trouble, they say that me holiday. I know when me holiday. That is not the jealous of me holiday. I know when me holiday. That power below that me holiday. I know when me holiday. That whole way that me holiday. Me I know, say you don't know. Me I know when me holiday. Now this is the word I got holiday. I know when me holiday. That power below that got holiday. Go and sing along, Sonny Cole. Go and sing along. Then you will know the place we will not let go. We will not let go. People like we will not let go. They will not let go. Like we will not let go. We will not let go. Go and sing solo. Verily. Go and sing solo. Then you will know the place we will not let go. Some people will not let go. They will not let go. They will not let go. They were today, already holiday. They were today, already looking at it. Oh, but people, we were not let go. Before we were not let go. We were not let go. People like you were not let go. They were not let go. Like you were not let go. We were not let go. Go and see for me, Babolo. Go and see for me. Hey, you were not let go. Let go. Some people like you were not let go. We were not let go. Like we were not let go. Papato, Pajato, you Papato, now you may holiday. Papato, Pajato, you Papato, now you may holiday. So, Achimo, so, exciting things about writing and teaching classes.
All right, let me see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you have your time, or if you have the time and you want to help, please, if you can just share this video as well, invite somebody to watch. It's a great afternoon from my end here, late afternoon actually, just after 5 o'clock. But I thought I should come and engage in the Liberian community right now so that we can address some of the developing issues on the ground. As I speak right now, the IMF representatives are holding a press briefing right now. But there's a situation going on in Monrovia right now, in the township of Kingsville. That's Lower Margibi County. A huge misunderstanding came out there today. And according to information, we lost another citizen there. And also according to information, police were involved. We'll bring you the video and show it to you so you can analyze it for yourself. And then we are going to talk about the president. We're going to talk about the president because there's a need for us to talk about the president. We want to understand Mr. George Weah, a peace, and ask ourselves whether I'm asking you this afternoon. I'm going to be asking you: is Mr. Weah actually a peacemaker or a divider? And I'm going to read those words that he put out day before yesterday. And maybe from there you can draw your conclusion and voice out. My lines are, I'm going to open the two lines. The video you want, you call on the video you want, you call direct on the line, on the second line. I wanted to introduce it first before you call in, because I know people are anxious. Somebody's trying to call already, but people are anxious. Jesse, let me take you. Let me take you, Jesse. But I wanted to play this from Kingsville. After I read the story from the front page Africa, words by words by what regarding what Mr. George Weah said at the party headquarters the day before yesterday. That's why I'm asking the question this afternoon, and I want you to come in and speak your mind, because we are all yearning for peace and tranquility. Right now, our intent is to hold this peace with two hands. But is it not the leader that's supposed to take it? It's a healthy. But you leader to threaten somebody. It's healthy for leader to through words at people perhaps bring a misunderstanding. You should be the last person to refer as a criminal, as a killer. You as a leader, point fingers at you. Take it. Anyway, let me go to Jesse. Welcome. I was trying to introduce you, but you just don't take it. There's a developing story because situation is now great. Which of course I'll give you background. I've got a few videos already that want to show it to people. You can draw your own conclusion. Somebody killed by police. This afternoon. When we can talk about this issue, my question I ask you this afternoon, what you heard from Saturday or trying to put everything together. It's Mr.
Thank you so much, Max, for inviting me. Though they being my first time, but usually listen to your show. I'm glad that you invited me this time. I don't know the time of Liberia right now, but I've said this afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah, and most of your audio is a little bit low, so I don't know whether you really get me. What's happening, like from the statement of the president on the launching of his of the campaign for the senatorial for the senatorial post? It didn't really go down well with me because he should have been the person to utter those kind of words. Okay, if we're talking about being peace ambassador in the past, and now a president, he should be a president for a nation called Liberia. He's not to take specific people to say we and them. So that's a divider. So because a lot of people I would say, for example, what happened in the weekend when every people took one of these I come ahead and put it in based upon what he's always now he's talking about, if people say that this morning I heard or I saw the video concerning the Kingsville situation where citizens were asking because of the kids that went on and they are not happy when police went for it, I saw it said he shot somebody. Somebody was going to die with it. I don't think that on the corner wall, police don't know. So it's so now those four police
Really feedback from you.
I don't have anything going on. I'm getting the feedback from you too. It probably is for your studio.
All right, but
it's cool now. It's cool.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So, in nutshell, I'm saying the president is a divider because being a president, he's not to be saying he should be the last person to say things. And even if situation going on wrong between two people or what happened or between citizens of the country, he should come out to speak out against those situations. But if he continue to put fuel to fire, then it means that this thing will continue to go on. He's not ready yet to unite the country. So that's what I
mean. Let's look at it from this perspective. If you responsibility was given to Madam Liberia, and we money we give it, we gave him statistics. We empower him that more people. Well, up to the point also we didn't see any demo is going on. And I that particular responsibility at that time, I've given him some set of skills that are transferable to Jane that he can better use. For him to come to Ghana and almost like what saying, so are you worried that even where we are now is for us to go back to the drawing table and let's achieve on achieving peace and reconciliation?
Yeah, actually, I'm worried. I'm worried. The thing is, we're seeing things that are going on in the country, and the government is not saying anything. The president is not saying anything to bring this situation to a halt. But when we go back, you talk about it being peace ambassador. The time he was peace ambassador, I didn't really see much of peace that he really brought to Liberia. Besides me seeing him flying from country to country and come back to Liberia and flying out of Liberia and going, I have not seen anything done in Liberia, because Liberia continues to be divided. Even during those time when they called Lima and Margibi to reconcile, they kill cow and they sacrifice, but still the situation is still there. And if he was a peace ambassador by then, but by now, people of Margibi and Lima should have been, very good friends. But that division is still there. And he came now as a president. There's an opportunity, a perfect opportunity for him to reconcile the country. As being the peace ambassador he was, to reconcile the country. But instead of reconciling the country, he doing things personally. And he grabbed other groups, draw them around him, make them not hear a circle, and now setting them against other people. You can't do that. You can't set people against other people and you say you are the president. You continue to see what do you think the citizen partisans or the loyalists are going around and doing things and nothing come out of it, because he has built himself around those people. You know, probably if he persecute any of them, his empire will go down.
Yeah.
But you can't do that.
Let me pick on two things which he actually said. I will quote him and then let you. The Constitution actually put it out. Like if you want to become a legislature, you must be 35. On Saturday, he referred to Jure, little girl. Just totally forgetting what the Constitution said. And also refer to the father as the king. I mean, how do you come?
You see, one thing I always say, and I really feel bad. I really feel bad about leaders in Liberia. They are not empowering the young people. They don't empower the young people. Teller, I don't really know Teller before, except this recent time when she announced a bid to run. I don't know her, but as a young, energetic Liberian female who has done well for herself and trying to help other people at the age of 28, and she has that vision, we should be able to encourage her. I know it is an opposition. CDC don't want her to run, but he, as a president, he should not say negative things about the youth of Liberia. Okay? If you can't help them, just leave them alone. But it is the president or the government responsibility to empower the Liberian people, empower the youth people, the young people, so that they will be able to fetch for themselves instead of you putting them somewhere and feeding them as like you feed chicken or goat. So it makes them not they would depend on you. But like the Liberian government has to empower the young people. So if you can't help, don't bring them down. Tell Yure, she's a young woman that's trying to do the best she can. So we have to give the young people the opportunity to do what they need to do. Because you see why some of these people, they get honest desire and love for their country. Some of them have gone other countries and they are seeing how other countries look like. So when they get back home, they want to bring that same idea. But if they still have other people that say, okay, but this person cannot do this, so let's suppress them, then Liberia will never go anywhere. We have to stop doing what we're doing.
All right, Jesse. Thank you so much. Let's see what we can get in more.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. We're having some problems. Yeah. All right. Let me put the number up. So those of you that actually would love to call that, you can call this number. It's a USA number. So just in case for some of you, it will be a local call for you. 349 4227. You can call that number 703-349-4227. Yeah, you can call that number and you will be able to participate, especially if you're shy, you don't want those to. But I want those. Let me hold. I know somebody is on the line right now, on the video line. I wanted to read this story about, because we're already talking about the issue already. Okay, let me go to Yanitu, Yankon. Let me go to Mr. Yankon. Let's see if we can. Oh, no answer. What happened? What happened, Mr. Yankon? Mr. Yankon, we can get you. What happened? Let's try again. Okay, so no answer to video guest. I have no idea why it's doing that. Mr. Yankon, you got to try again. You got to try again. But yeah, this is it. Let me go to this story, the Front Page Africa. So if you have the time, just please share it. Share the video. Invite somebody as well, so we can get a diverse view. Because we all come from different school of thought. When the issue that they happen to come out, we got different way of addressing it as well, and we all see things differently, isn't it? And so we interpret it differently. So let me take the gist of this news story. They say here, President Weah opens Pandora box corridor for attacks in by-election campaign launch. Okay, let me go back on my dashboard. I think it's a Flomo, Kalawu Flomo. Some reason, I don't know what happening. That seems to be going through. Campaign mode activated. That's the banner headlines here on the Front Page Africa, while we try to add our color there. They said President George Weah had it all planned. It was intentional, premeditated, as he felt the time was ripe and armored enough to pick booms and open Pandora box. I came here to make fuss today. In fact, that is why I came with my own cars and not government cars. I want to speak like George Weah and not President Weah, he said. I mean, these are the words they're quoting him. These are his words they are quoting there. When you start to make the speech, before you hold on here, please. I'll take your call. You hold on here. Let me read this. Let me read this story. Because the first issue I want us to address, and then we'll go to the Kingsville incident. Saturday launch of the political campaign for the Margibi County by-election candidates of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change (CDC) was intended to pitch the good intentions his candidates. Politard CC Ware, senatorial candidate, and Abu Kamara District 15 candidates have and what they hope to achieve at the legislature. However, the president, who has shown to be intolerant of harsh criticisms, saw the swarm of people as a perfect opportunity for him to take an eye for an eye. So it was no longer about presenting a platform of or manifesto. It was about attacking personalities and making wide allegations. His assertions, in the view of many, created an avenue for more attacks on him and his government. We are Ure, a killer, a thief. Mr. Bonino Ure, a former supporter and franchise of the ruling CDC, but now the leader of the opposition alliance of four political parties, was one of the targets of President Weah rants. His daughter, Telia Ure, is a strong contender against the CDC Abu Kamara in District 15. Where Benino Ure is not associated with victory. The only thing that we are saying so now, Benino Ure is not associated with victory. The only thing I recall for Ure is that when he wanted to leave from UN sanctions list, he came to me and I helped him make his first foreign trip. This is a man that has never won anything. He supported his brother and defeated him. Get ready, tinted your tighten your belts. There is no way the Ures can win election in Moserado County because they are wicked people. We are cockroaches, but they are killers. We are cockroaches. They are thieves. President Weah said, Ure, we are stood low. Speaking to FPS Sunday, Mr. Ure denied the president's claim that he assisted him to get off the travel ban and lamented his utterances. It is regrettable that the president of Liberia will stoop to that level. Now the Liberian people can see the gravity of the problems in our country. Today, my heart bleeds for Liberia. God have mercy on Liberia. That's better than you right now. The businessman politician said he will not return hate-filled verbal insults on the president, but will explore his legal options. I am viewing all legal options as this is a threat on my family and we don't take it lightly. I view the president's utterances as a threat on my family. On December 23rd, 2013, the United Nations Security Council delisted Mr. Bruno Ure from both its travel and access frozen ban, declaring that he no longer posed a threat to Liberia's security due to the vested interest he has in the country. Mr. Weah, Dillon, a school dropout. Those are the words of Mr. Weah. The president chose to also go into the closet of opposition alliance's senatorial candidate, Mr. Abraham Darius Dillon of the Liberty Party. The president pushed that Dillon, who once criticized him of being uneducated and incapable of leading, should also be given similar fate, calling him a high school dropout. He alleged that Dillon, while working at the Capitol in the office of the Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, when she was born county senator, stole documents from Representative Edwin Snow, Argo. He presented Dillon as an ungrateful man whom he shuttered when former President Charles Taylor was seeking to kill him. Tell Dillon to go back to school. Let justice be done to all men. What was not allowed for me should not be allowed for Dillon. People, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It kind of for just like even my kids. My kids when go back and forth like this. I'll be honest. No, my kids won't do it. And then Dillon, I think Dillon, we are a kid that needs to mature. So that's response from Dillon. In his response to President Weah, live on Facebook Saturday evening, Mr. Dillon said Weah's comments were unrepresentative of a leader of a country. The only thing I can say is that President Weah is a big kind that needs to grow. At the age of 53, he still thinks and behaves like a kid, he said. He said by attacking him, the president has opened a can of worms on himself. He boasted of his own achievements when he served as staff at the Capitol and challenged the president to lay his achievements when he served as senator parallel to his Dillon's. My public service record, you cannot match it, Dillon said. Match your record as a senator, taking home almost US 15,000 every month, compared to my record as a staff taking home less than US $500 every month, and see that I did drafting bills to submit them through my boss, a senator, and passed into law as a staff. What did you do as senator? Dillon quipped. Dillon admitted to passing a night at President Weah's house during the war when he was fleeing from Monrovia to Habel, but said the president failed to complete the story by letting his supporters know that he, Dillon, invited him to his house after the war, cooked for him, served him liquor as a sign of gratitude. In his reaction to President Weah's description of him as a school dropout, Dillon challenged President Weah to sit with him on Broad Street in Monrovia, side by side on student desk, where they will both write an application letter for the public to read. Dillon believes President Weah attacked his personality because he is afraid that he, Dillon, would be a formidable voice of truth in the Senate. We are known for intolerance. Mr. Weah has often found it difficult hiding his disgust for criticism. When the failed Eaton and Iboma loan agreements were being criticized by journalists and some members of the opposition bloc, he referred to them as enemies of the state who do not want to see his government succeed and the country developed. Similarly, at the beginning of June, the president, despite signing the Abdullah Kamara bill on free speech into law, openly threatened to take issues against any citizen that would insult him as president. Those that constantly insult the president, I want to be clear, after this, there will be no citizen in this country. I can defy you that will ever insult the president and think you will walk on the streets freely. That's the news there. Let me go on my dashboard now and welcome your thoughts on this. It's they kind of a back and forth thing. Let me try you, Mr. Yankun, and from there I'll go to Mr. Flomo, and then I'll come to Amos. Let me go to Mr. Yankun first, because his call keeps dropping. I'm sure he have sorted things out. But this is it. I mean, should we be having, as if we be having, as if
This is incredible. It's incredible, Max. It's incredible. I mean, just watching you read the whole story, I couldn't stop laughing. It's funny. It's funny. It's like the constant bickering between these grown men is like kids, you know. Yeah. So I don't understand what's really going on in terms of. Say that.
I keep hearing my voice as well.
Don't know why. Yeah, kind of really. It's echoing. Yeah. So.
Hey, my man, I know. It sounds funny, but
it's serious. It's serious. It's a serious issue. I mean, I always say this. I'm not a politician. I don't talk politics. So, you know, my contribution will be based on my school of thought. Yeah, and I what I want to say is it's really sad to see the way the president will handle such issues. You know, that says a lot about when you are the president. You are not just the president for your party, for your political party. You know, it's very noisy. That partisan mentality and rhetoric is only for campaign, and after that, it's about the whole nation, it's about everybody, it's about inclusion, it's about unity, it's about peace, about bringing everybody together to work for the greater good of the country. So if there is a problem, I think we should try to be very objective as much as possible to peace, rather than motivate your partisans into demonstration or that will cause division in the country. So, yeah,
this is where I'm difficult to comprehend. As a leader, I think you should be the last person to speak. When intention is somewhere for you to get there and defeat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even in even I mean, this is national leadership. This is political leadership. I mean, even in organizational leadership and what you call it, just leadership on a small scale, on a micro scale. You're not expected to do such. When you're leading a team, you can't take side. If you favor certain people, you keep that to yourself. But you have to demonstrate fairness. You have to demonstrate equality, and you have to seek justice as a good leader. So I think the comments that he made there were very they're sad. That's the word I'll use. They're very sad. Yeah.
Let me let me ask you the last.
Let me ask you the last.
You think his
You
utterance
think
is
his
now?
utterance is now?
The word that is a thief.
Is a thief.
I see.
I
Is
see.
he someone
Is he someone intelligent?
That's my main argument. The the way he's going about it, if this man is a thief and a killer, the way he's going about it is not the right way. I think he should be advocating and facilitating the establishment of the war crime court in Liberia. You know, instead of going public and talking about this thing. I mean, you're the president. You got the power to make sure all these guys go away. So if this guy truly is what you say he is, the best way to deal with it is to establish a war crime court. So I'm strongly for the establishment of the war crime court in Liberia. I'm strongly for that. You know, I mean, we talk about it every now and then. So I think that's the best thing he can do for his government, for his regime. That's the best thing he can do. If he doesn't do anything else, if he does that, that's the best thing he will be remembered for. Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
As usual.
Thank you, as usual.
Response as well and your analysis.
Okay, brother.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
This is it. You know, to me right now, by the time I got that clip from him, I heard that from him. Mr. Ure is a killer, and we are talking about war and economic crimes court establishment. President Weah now is telling us that he will be one of the best witnesses to go and testify at this court. Mr. Weah, keep talking. We're behind you for you to talk good, but you don't want it. You come in through some kind of way. But this particular one, we extracted from there and gave it to our people, our would-be lawyers. Let me go back on my dashboard. Let's talk about. Okay, let's see whether we can get Mr. Flomo. Is it Mr. Flomo that we're on first, right? Is it Mr. Flomo? Maybe not. Yeah, let's see whether we can get Mr. Flomo. And so, I mean, for me to hear these things, yeah, you know, I've been as people's managers, you know, working in organizations and companies also, where you have to manage about at least 10 people. At least I've managed 10 people, 15 people at a time. And that leadership ability is there. Whenever something strikes, you know, something comes up, and maybe another employee would come and complain about it to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go my turn. Promo, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, man. How are you, Mike?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. I hope you are doing good.
Somehow, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you. Thank you for coming as well. It's good that, you know, when issues that they comes out, at least Liberians should have the interest to make their input. Especially so using platforms that some of these people, they can actually listen, because I can tell you, President do watch my shows at times, which I'm happy about. That at least most of the time when Liberians are speaking, he can hear them. So as far as this issue is concerned, this exchange of words and, you know, words of words, I mean, there's a serious war going on now in terms of this leader saying this and this one throwing it back at the other person, referring to the young lady as a little girl. That's why the Constitution says once you're 25, you can contest. You are a full-grown adult. You know what you're doing. You know what you want. You know how to help people and things. Referring to this young lady, Ms. Jure, in that gesture as the leader, is that called for? Referring to Mr. Jure as a killer and a thief. Referring to, you know, telling how they call the boy, sorry, the fellow Dillon, yeah, go back to school. I went to school yesterday. People condemn me. I went to school. You too, go back to school because you finished high school. I mean, these are all issues that leaders should hold with carefulness, because especially of the fragile peace we have. What is your thought on it? Let's hear from you, and maybe you can throw out pieces of advice to all of us, including our president.
Thank you very much, Mike. You know, some time ago, a friend of mine in Philadelphia, Rudolph Tapo, he's a very strong seditious. But there was certain observation he had, and he spoke about it. And, you know, members of the CDC, both in the States and, you know, back home, took exception to that. And, you know, it became a controversial here, there, pull there. And I wrote an op-ed on that. That look, nobody is asking President Weah to personally take his earning or his wealth and give to them.
Mm-hmm.
And one of your previous speakers spoke of that. What people want for President Weah to do is, the youth of the country are the Bible of this country. You need to develop or design a program that will help to empower the youth. This is what we see everywhere, all around the world. You have to empower the youth. Once you empower the youth, then you have given them the tools to get out there and fight for themselves. But in the absence of that, it's zero. And coming to the lady, I mean, I don't want to go over what the president mentioned about her little girl. It's that should be as a president. No, I mean it's too all, you know, to even come up publicly to, you know, make the kind of statement ridiculing people on the platform. I mean, it should be something that's beneath the president, man. But, you know, I told people, I say, where we have problem is President Weah, from the very onset of the election, did not present one platform to the Liberian people. President Weah election in Liberia is like a tidal wave, you know, that was taken by people who just love him. Not what they think he can do, but because they love him, that's it. So at this time, President Weah has nothing to present to the Liberian people. You talking about running a campaign. It is not a bad thing to, you know, run a campaign for your candidate. I mean, this is, you know, a
right.
democratic society.
Yeah.
But when you run a campaign, you should speak on substance issues, not, you know, attacking people personally. It is wrong. So what did President Weah tell the supporters over there? He wanted to discuss about Banana Ure and Dallas Dillon, four collaborating parties, or he went to tell the Liberian people that, look, if my people succeed, this is what we're going to do for the country. I mean, this thing is just, you know, elementary issue. I mean, that we should have no even reason to be discussing something here. You know, and President Weah, this man got no vision for this country. Honestly speaking. So today, when you see people flying, you know, wasting, you know, white roses and things before him, well, Liberians will not feel what many of the Liberians are saying now until the day this man leaves power. They will know that what the, even if you say the left, the minority of the people are saying, they will see reason and they will see reality. And the thing here that we do is, somebody just spoke on it this morning on how they call it, OKFM. I was monitoring OKFM working. And if Liberians turn crazy and make Liberia a one-party state by giving President Weah absolute power, both in the House and in the Senate, it's done. I'm being very honest with you. Right now, Weah is doing everything to his power to make sure that happens. And the Liberians are not even looking at it. When people are going to the pool in July, that's one thing to put to their mind. It's a right for me to do this. Even if you like somebody, but if we are discussing issue, you know, that has to do with, you know, national, you know, development, then we move on that. But here where we have a government, 1 year, some months now. Now one person has come up to say, I want to do this in Liberia. I want to invest this in Liberia. You think it's not getting the economy in our place there? All right, with the kind of fragile situation that we're in. It is destroying our country. Everything, it is destroying our country. And people are not even looking at that. You got children who are graduating from university who can't even find a job to do. That was one of my siblings. Yeah, okay, I like you. You like President Weah. You stand for everything that he represents. That's good. But what do you expect at the end of the day? But taking phone calling family member abroad, other places, to support you. Is that how you're going to live your life? You will be living in your father's house up to the age 40, 50. You don't even think that you're supposed to be on your own as a man. This is a generational killing machine that we have in Liberia right now. And Liberians are not looking at it. Liberians are not looking at it. Coming to Penanayure, I want to know. Let somebody just tell me, this is $1 investment president we have made in Liberia that Liberians are benefiting from, or he got Liberians employed working there. Just $1 investment that he put in Liberia that Liberians are benefiting from. Let one person just tell me. Penanayure got property in Liberia where he has people working and he's paying them. That's the man is contributing to the economy. He's helping to put people in labor. So why are you telling this man here? If you feel you got something important with a man, address it. I mean, on a one-to-one something. Go on and use your bully puppet and to tell the man part of something. That's not something that Liberians should be welcoming. I mean, he's the president. He has all the power, like the previous speaker just said. This man has the power, absolute power, say, because right now, like Liberians all across the globe are asking for war crime code. If you feel XYZ and PYJ all are part of the situation that we got today in Liberia, bring the war crime code, bring the economic crime code. Simple as that. But I told somebody, I've been telling somebody. Retrospect, we are with regard to the money, they say 100 million, from the IMF or World Bank, whatever. will never bring Ellen into book. Let me tell you something. Every monetary transaction, if Ellen ever did monetary transaction that was undercover, we have fingerprint markings or everything. Trust me. Ellen said it, and I will still say this on your platform. Ellen openly, not only Liberian, but the world as a whole. Every transaction in my administration from the day I was inaugurated up to the day I left office, there is a documentation of everything. If anyone feels there is something wrong, let it go check the document. You didn't have much to pay? You didn't have much to pay? If that man tries anything, if he try anything, he will fall in his own a pool. I mean, he will get dry in it. So he can't mess around and they will just say something, and laugh about it. So he feel that, oh, okay, this thing happened in early administration, so myself will happen in my administration. That's why you see the massive looting and stealing of our resources. You guys are not out for anything, my brother. I mean, I can be honest with you. I'm not going to be rude to, use any kind of vocal word on the president. But my brother, this man lacks idea. He lacks idea. He doesn't have vision. Where is just where he is. That's all. He's just where he is. And you attack Dallin Dillon about being a high school dropper. But if I tell anybody Dallin Dillon is a high school dropper, then I will examine, college students. Because I have seen nothing, wrong with the decision, the plan, the policy, and things. Dallin is advocating. I think he's doing something better than you. If Dallin was in the presidency, I think he would have done something better than we are. This is true something. Yeah, but he's a high school dropper, yeah. You who hold a master's degree in, you got MBA in economics, your economic policy, where your economic policy? When shortfall in the budget, red flag got to come down. Is that what you look at? It's a joke, man. This is a real joke. I mean, but it pains our hearts because,
it does.
Many of us, many of us, I mean, have deep feeling for our country, and we got nowhere call home besides Liberia. So when these things are going on, and you sometimes I just shut off my phone. I don't even go on Facebook. That to the point where I'm saying, let nobody tell me anything about Liberia again, because I'm tired of hearing, this kind of something. You will never hear anything new. Every day you hear something different, and something, the worst is what you will hear. This is not the Liberia that we know. This is not the Liberia that we want for our children. And
okay,
just to close up, the children who are in the diaspora are listening and are hearing these things. Like what we said earlier, if you start mocking at people because you have issue with them, like, you're a daughter. You know what you tell other children who are here killing themselves, you know, finding their way to go professional? You are not welcome here. We got nothing to offer you here. That's what it means. So, I mean, instead of coming to offer that expertise, you know, that will help to move the country forward, you deny that something, and so you're not going to have anything. It's hard to say, my brother. Thank you very much, man. I mean,
we appreciate your thought. I mean, yeah, you made some certain point there. There's something you said there, myself. I've been thinking about it. I just decided to just not talk about it here. But
if fingerprint mark, if we have fingerprint mark,
no, the issue about this, the perception that he is developing to have a one-party system in the country.
That's it. It's a generous stuff, my brother. It's generous.
Thank
you, Max. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. This is a fellow citizen. Thank you, Flomo. That's a reality. That anybody who, maybe I'm a student of political science. I guess some little idea. What I learned in the classroom and what I learned when I was serving my 1 year in Tony Blair's office, apprenticeship. Leaders or people are very, very quick to change when they are given power. All right, let me go on my dashboard. But that's something we should be aware of. What Flomo just said. I told a few people once in a while, you know, I've been telling people, I said, look, guys, the trend we're taking. Mr. Weir's intention is to go by what they are saying, and they want to make sure that they will keep doing it. And every time when you're watching when the president is talking or when they're discussing something, and you hear people keep saying 23 years, 24 years, they're not even thinking 12 years anymore. I think we have to let the cat out of the bag. That is their plan. Now, we should be in the office there until he's tired. Remember when he went to Firestone? Remember that clip? When he went to Firestone and he met the management of Firestone? Instead of our president talking about the interests of our people, those of our mothers, our aunties, our brothers that are dead, that 4 o'clock in the morning, they wake up to go collect the latex. And they live in a deplorable condition. Instead of our president, after having that opportunity to meet the management, to engage them and tell them that they need to do something to improve the lives of those people. My president, our president was there, telling the management or boasting before the management of Firestone. Oh, I have lived, you know, many places. I live in Monaco, I live in London, I live in Paris. Right now, I'm quoting him. Let me quote him. I'm quoting him. Right now, the thing is, you know, by the time, you know, I will start, if I can't finish, my gear will continue and whatsoever. That is it. These words that come out, it is planned within. He planned it to say it. It didn't slip out of his mouth. That's a plan. Let me go on the dashboard. We got maybe 10 more minutes on this issue, and then we'll have to go. Okay, yeah. We have to deal with the issue of, let's go and take Amos. Let's go. We will go to Kingsville. There's a situation there that we need to wake up, and what happened there is what happened there this afternoon is not encouraging. For somebody to die in the hand of the security forces, allegedly, that what I heard, but you all will hear it on the video because I will replay the video for you all to see it. Amos, good afternoon. Welcome. This is it.
Yeah.
You've been following. What are your takes?
Oh, but Mike, this is the thing. I said it before, long time. I said the power the guy got. I said if we are not careful, this is why they said, because I always say the fear that if they relinquish power to a democratic elected government within 6 or 12 years, the possibility of coming after them, all the wealth that they have acquired, people will go after them. So what they do is what to perpetuate yourself into power for life. 24 years. You get the people when that's a song, not 12, 24 years. So, but let me just put that aside. Let me go to this personal speech. You know, the team, Mike. And I was on the platform. I said the same thing. The president of the Republic of Liberia standing on stage, referring to a 25-year-old lady at Indo-Dominic words. I said then, that message, the president doesn't honor the promotion that his wife is seeing to give women power, to empower women. If he, the president, is referring to a lady, 25-year-old, mature woman, as a little girl, what is the message there that his wife is trying to promote? But these are things that we say that the leadership of Liberia, people don't have no respect for women. It just lip service. They tell the Liberian people, we are for women, gender equality,
Well,
women
let me
rights.
read that. If this man, if this president said it before that, I mean, he's very proud. He got a 24 years old that keep him alive, keep him fresh. What's about the 25 years old who is even older than the...
Can you imagine a president on stage using a phrase, 24-year-old keeping him fresh? He's 52. And he talking about 24-year-old keeping him fresh. What is the morality? What is the morality you want to teach the young people? So no, these are serious issues. Like the president said, well, I'm not a president. I'm not my president. I'm George. We are today. I'm not a president. But you see, how illiterate, how elementary these people are. A president works 24 hours around the clock. He doesn't have no time to say, I'm going to the place as a private citizen. No. He went as a private citizen. But the bodyguard he carried, who paid for it? Bodyguard? It's not the Liberian government.
But we pay for it.
So what is the need you tell? Yeah. Then what is the need you telling people that you went there as a private citizen? No. And this is why I always say, like my good friend Falcon come, oh, I'm here as a president, not a minister. No, you work around the clock. You are not being fired. You work around the clock. So anything you do, it reflects the office in which you are occupying. So the Liberian people again should not start buying into this nonsense that the president goes somewhere to speak. Oh, he's speaking as a private citizen. No, there's nowhere in the Constitution say that the president can go order to speak as a private citizen. No, it's not there. So these are the things we're talking about. Now to the issue of Mr. Dillon. And listen to Darrell Dillon. It's like, Mike, I come to you. And it was not even like that, because Dillon said, President Weah was out of the country. It was Eugene Nangwe Letweb. He said they were running towards Rafi, so just in case anything, they can escape. It was Eugene Nangwe's wife that told, oh, let's go and sleep in Manor House, my friend. He said, based upon that, when they slept there. But then when Mana came, Mana was not even in the country. When he came back, he decided to invite him to their house. They went, they had dinner, they drank, and in fact, he alleges that some of Weah bodyguards stole his camera from the house during that day. So, why would the president bring this out in the campaign? Is that material? Is that materialistic to the campaign? No. I mean, you came to my house, you drank water, or you slept there, fine. I came by, you invited me out when I ate. We had fun time. Okay. He had reciprocated whatever good. That is not something for us to come and talk in the public. Okay, it's not something. Now the question I'm asking, what was the message? I told President Weah went there to help his senatorial candidate to put forward his message. That is what they had done over a year or 6 months. That help me so we can do more for you. So I thought that was the message you are going to tell the people, that the achievement within the 18 months. 18 months. No, there was nothing about any message. It was all about Dylan or Ure daughter and Ure. Now, you call Mr. Ure a thief and a killer. President Weah, you will be a witness to this issue. Just sign the War Crime Economic Code. Then, of course, Israel can go to venegate himself. But Ure himself, Mr. Ure himself, on numerous occasions had called that, look, I want the War Economic Crime Code to come. And President Weah, with the stroke of the pen, you can do that. So Ure and other people can go and face the court. Instead of you coming out there to launch personal attack. No. And look at what he went further to say. As long as he judge in Mosorado County, the Ure and the Ure family would never win energy, would never get any political to make the kind of statements. When this, the question, don't you think that the international community watch all the programs they attend and all the remarks they make?
Yeah.
They don't think so? They don't think that the international community watch all the programs that they go to this campaign rally, all the things they do. They don't know that the international community watch all these things. And you, the president of Liberia, saying that the election is already won. What are the yardsticks? What are you telling us? That you're going to, what? He said that there's no way anybody can win the election in Mosorado County. Some way he put it. So it means that the election will not be free and fair. Because he said there's no way nobody can win it. He had already won it. First he put it like that. So look back. Just they fried that piece. The Liberian people always talking about. You got this, what they call it, prayer group. When they say they demonstrate, I mean, you see everybody white hater, all Maria seeing the different.
That's why I keep asking today.
Go.
Where are they? The peace crusaders.
Yeah, they don't go to the president when the president no, they don't go to the president when the president making kind of remarks that had the potential to undermine the very peace that they're talking about. They don't go and say, oh no, Mr. President, don't speak like that. I don't care, President. Well, it's a campaign now. You want to support your campaign, your candidate is right. You can go and articulate your issues, but don't go in the gutter to go after people personally or threaten people personally, because some of those statements were a threat to people. You don't do like that. You want to articulate your achievement, go and articulate the achievement. Put it to the Liberian people. If it's said, they will buy it.
All right, I think we're having some problem. All right, we're having some problem here. That is okay. I just watching the dashboard reading some comments on the dashboard. But this is the reality of our today's life in Liberia. The very, very, very people that you're talking in their behalf, but maybe not them, because for me, actually, all my focus, I'm thinking about those that child that is 7 years old, that one that is 9 years old, maybe 5 years old. They're the future I'm talking about. That child that is just 1 year old today. I'm not talking about those that are going around jumping here and there, wearing t-shirts and helping the people to mortgage their future. I'm not talking about them. But those that goes around on platforms and you're discussing something tangible. And somebody there throwing words at you. I sometimes wonder what kind of planet I mean, what kind of planet Liberia is on? What kind of planet are we really on? Because when you see human being behaving, when you see them reacting on issues, and sometimes you're talking, you're really discussing issues that have the propensity to really save them tomorrow. They're looking at it from different perspective. You're talking about Monrovia is hard, Liberia is hard. I was talking to somebody last night, right, from way Margibi County. And this brother was giving us information here live. How things are difficult there. How the exchange rate is killing them way in Ganta there. How they are also living on imported rice. Come on, man. When we're flagging out these issues, when we're trying to discuss them, to bring them on the table, so that you can have you can just maybe come and get educated. Let the wiser people speak to you. You come and you start throwing words at people. May God forgive you guys. Today you're young. You're thinking about you going to just start yelling. Yeah. You yell, you get you one t-shirt. This person, the individual that you're wearing that t-shirt, they're wearing that t-shirt for you. I mean, not a day you will even get closer to a car. Not a day, until maybe you die. You know, I am going to go close to Mr. Weir's car. You can wear that particular t-shirt they're giving you today. You never get close to that car. I don't know what I should give you answer, Beatrice or so. I don't live in America. I live in the United Kingdom. When Teresa may make a mistake, I blast. I don't hold back. So I mean, bringing I don't know, the juices of Donald Trump here it doesn't match on my platform. Despite the fact I live in the United Kingdom, my heart is red in Liberia. I will address the issues pertaining to Liberia. Any leader for that matter, you make a clumsy mistake, I will, once I have the idea and I have the means to respond to it, I will respond to it. On a global level, I don't mind. And, you know, sometimes on Twitter, I respond to Donald Trump. You know, I join the other people on Twitter and we give it to him there. I can't come here and discuss America here, discuss Donald Trump here. What benefit will that be to Liberians? Or what benefit? Nothing. My children are way all the way there in Dra Zone and all the way in Butu also. There's no impact you're gonna make to them, anything he says or so. But when Mr. Weir says something, the local radios grab it and they broadcast it. The children will hear it. And so this is why he is our leader. We will help to correct him. I'm prepared every day and night, whether they like it or not, I will correct in whatever possible way I'm able to. That's why many of them on social media, they block me. Because for me, I say the truth. I don't abuse. I don't insult. Because that's not the home I come from. No, I won't do it. But in terms of policies, in terms of good governance, which I know little about, when you make that clumsy mistake, the same way for maybe for 9 years, I think. For 9 years, I was on the back of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. together with most of the people I can name, I can give you names today from the CDC. Were on the back of the past government. Every day, I will have shows here and I will call them. Some of them were political analysts from our shows here. Today, they are in Liberia. They can say, fine. Yesterday, with the moment they hear one incident. Oh, man, Max, let's discuss this thing. This government is this. This government is too corrupt. Madam Ellen Justice is killing this country and whatsoever. I will create the platform and they will come, they will blast fine. Some people in the Omar government, they will listen, they will hear and whatsoever, and they will be responding. But their responses were not like this. So, in terms of somebody causing somebody mad, no. I didn't see that happening. Let me be very frank. I didn't see that happening. I didn't see that happening. That those that were defending the UP-led government and that they were throwing words, causing people murders, describing you, how you look, everything. No. I didn't see it till the end of the time. Let me go on my dashboard. Somebody trying to call. Daniel Wishner or Washner. Sorry, Dan. I think you've been calling. I'm just trying to address our sister there, trying to make her to understand, not addressing her personally. But sometimes when you make a little bit of mistake, it's good for somebody to quickly try to check on you. I will never discuss. I might discuss, the issue of Trump here, but only if I have a guest that would talking about global issues. Fine. I'm not talking about global issues. There is nowhere I will talk about. I'll come and tell you about behavior of Donald Trump. I go on Twitter. On Twitter, we are there. When the man gave one bomb, I must say I'll give it there. When the old man says something on Twitter, I say something there. When Buhari says something there, because I follow all of them, I say something. I follow other people. Let me welcome you, Brother Washner. It's great to see you, Daniel. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's a pleasure being on your show.
Okay, it's a pleasure always having you as well, especially when we have you and you put your points across and give us pieces of advice. It's very, very, very rewarding. This is what we have on the table today. I was just about to close this now and jump into this issue with Kingsville. But these words from the president to Yuri to the daughter to Delon and thing. How do you see the whole thing here? What is your take on it? And what is your advice, perhaps, to our leaders, including the president?
Well, Max, let me say again, I'm kind of deeply disappointed. I'm very disappointed, and I believe not my one, but many Liberians around the world who watch and listen to our president, the sitting president, speaking in a way and manner, felt very disappointed. But you see, I told you once on your show, the Bible says, woe unto a nation whose leader is a child.
Yeah.
That is a biblical saying. Now, President, we are like Mr. Dillon said, he need to grow. The power that is placed in your hands, I think he sees it like football. President, we are being president. He's not president for Maserati. He's the president for Liberians. And I think he needs to sit down. I believe he's not listening to his advisors. So nobody can advise him anymore. He does his own will. The way he feels, that's what he do. This nation, Liberia, is going flat on its belly. And when Liberia crumbles, when the people get disenchanted, automatically you see people will start doing their own things. That I was watching something on Facebook, people are demanding electricity. So for this reason, they are jumping into the street, and I think I overheard that somebody lost their life in the process. This is not good for Liberia. This is not good for Liberia. I think it's about time that Mr. Weah need to sit down and know that indeed the job, the responsibility given him is not for a kind of, it's not for comedy. All right? He need to sit down and rethink his decision to be able to lead the country the way, it ought to be, and not to divide the country. Because what Mr. Weah is doing is like, Liberia, we just fought war for nothing. People lose their lives for nothing. People waste their blood for nothing. You see that? I saw Mr. Weir as a unifier. I did not see him as a divider. But then in my mind, I mean, I feel that this guy, I believe the advisors around him, he doesn't want to listen to them. He don't want to learn anything. Mr. Weir is leading the country in a way and manner he feels. See our lawmakers who are at the peak of the country, the highest seat, were sitting before the president, dancing along with the president, dancing to the rhythm of the president. We are even pinching him, say, this thing you're doing is wrong. But you know, Max, I'm not deterred. I'm not surprised, because if Liberians themselves who go to the pool and elect a drugs addict over somebody who is, productive, I knew that Liberia were going nowhere. This is the time again the international community is watching, because everything they do in the country, they call upon international community. This is the time again, the opportunity again for them to go to the pool to elect somebody sound that will be able to, checklist the president to be able to put him on his feet and make sure that he does the right thing. I'm sorry, I think the president needs to rethink his decision and behave as a president. Because it's very much strange to see a nation leader going into a gallery, a political gallery, and saying, I'm not here as a president. I'm here as a standard bearer. Who are you? So anybody could do anything to you there. You see it? But he forgot to know what he was saying. It was going, international. Because you had international journalists there. Where are we? Where are we, Max? Georgie is getting people, disappointed day by day, day by day, day by day. And so I believe other people who are watching your show that are close to him, you see, Mr. Weir, they are not doing it good. If you are a pastor, you know the story of Daniel. When the king was being misled because of Daniel's dream, they got a policy to say, Mr. President or Mr. King, this is the policy and you must agree to this policy. That nobody else can worship anybody besides you. Later did he get to know that that policy was just his own trap. Mr. Weir, those people who are hailing you, they are not hailing you because they love you. They are hailing you because they're using you to achieve what they want to achieve. And after that, you will see yourself, in your widowed land. At that time, it might be late. Mr. Weir, you are disappointing Liberians around the world day in, day out, every blessed day. You need to grow. You need to behave like a president. Start behaving like those days. Gone are those days. Liberian people who are disenchanted saw reason to say, this guy will be a unifier, let him. They did not look at the quality of your education. They were looking at the wisdom. If you could achieve a world best, European best, they felt you would have done something in the presidency. Unfortunately not. But even at that, I believe you have grown some wise leaders around you. You will know Liberian history and be able to walk in line. But instead of Mr. Weir, Liberians are dying around the world. Liberians are hungry. What does it mean to see hospitals and all are just closing? I saw one time on your show, billing for the hospital from Norfolk County. Why should these things be happening? These are not paramount issues to the president. The president is only concerned about his colleagues who to go in the house and the merrymaking. This is not about merrymaking. So thank you. Max, let me not eat up the time. Okay. I hope that the president will take heed and make sure that he do the right thing. Because these things that are creeping in, day out. Today is another city. Tomorrow could be another county. Before you know, violence have engulfed the country and nothing you can do about it. Thank you. Mr. Weir, you need to listen. Yeah. You need to listen and take the advice that people are giving you. People who criticize you, I told you again on my show, people who criticize you constructively are not your enemies. No. The Bible said the wise man changes. Those who criticize you constructively, see the nonsense you did, Mr. President? Darrell Dillon, who is a personal friend with you, of you, disagree with certain things the way you lead in the country. And he's telling you this is wrong. And you see him as your enemy. You came to come and tell Liberian people how he went to your house. If you lie on the man, because Taylor government, I was in Liberia. I was very, very much one of the close allies to Taylor. To come and lie that the man, against Taylor, you were the very one that Taylor accused that you were not in position. Why didn't you tell the people? Okay. You, President Weir, you were the one Taylor told you want to be president. And you did not. And who did not on your behalf was Erin Melvin Snow. Why didn't you tell the people that? and you're accusing Delon. These things are not good, Mr. President. You need to stop these things.
Thank you.
You need to like a president. Other than that, tomorrow Liberia will turn upside down in your hand, and you will not be able to repair it because you do not have the experience, you do not have the ability to do so.
Thank you.
Thank you, Max.
I appreciate you, Daniel. That is it. Let me go to line 2 before I come back. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
I'm calling from Indianapolis, Indiana.
It's a pleasure hearing from you. Thanks for calling, and let's get your view on what you've been following on the show this afternoon or this morning to you.
All right. The first thing, let me say thank you for the term given for me by you, and thank you for the platform and the effort. All right. Let me get to the issue. One, when we're talking about the Maple State thing concerning Ben and UA, it was very clear. You got 4 political parties that get together. You got strong people from the county that live there. Because you have the hand of supporting any candidate, you take your dollar and put out there. The first thing he know is wrong. The reason people didn't come out, I got a lot of people from even his own party. The reason they can't come out because even if they come out and say, no, let's go for primary and this, that, then you is the person that's spending the money in the election. So, if you don't go there, you will not support the next person that qualifies to go there. That's the first thing. Secondly, I know Ben you a long time.
Are you following the show? Are you following the
Ben
show?
Hello?
Are you following the show?
The show.
Then it seems to be you are deviating from what I have on the plate to discuss.
Yeah, you're on the topic of the president, the speech on the campaign launch. You think so?
I asked the question based on what I read from the newspaper, what we heard from him on Saturday. Those words, exchanging words, he and calling Beno Ure a rogue and also a killer, referring to the daughter as a little girl, and also Dylan as high school dropout. These are the issues that I have decided to flag out for us to discuss. I'm not discussing generally the election or whosoever participating. I'm not promoting anybody on my show. I am discussing those points, those saying, are they hefty? Is it good for our president to get involved in exchanging words with people like that?
All right. Okay, I can adjust that. I will start with the president said when he came 2005, the Liberian people rejected him because he didn't graduate from high school. So he went back to school. So it would be wrong for the Liberian people to vote Dylan. And he can challenge Dylan can read, Dylan can compose himself, but he never graduated from high school. And the record is there. The president is not lying, the record is there. Secondly, so Ben Ayue, it is true Ben Ayue is a killer. The record is there on the county report. You understand? It's true Ben Ayue is a killer. So Ben Ayue done in the race. She is a little girl. And that's our friend. That's what you know. 20, 24, 25, 26 years old, but you call me a little boy. What's he older than me? You call me a little boy, that doesn't mean that I'm living with you or I'm somebody who maybe don't know my right and wrong. But that's our strength. Even in America, yeah, we use that. Only on the American people don't take that. If you see somebody older than you, you call them auntie. It's not a their respect. But I know you older than me, so I'm going to call you auntie. And if you older than me and call me, oh, my kid call me a simple like that.
Okay.
I will not tell you that you're disrespecting me.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
So the country we find ourselves in, that's how we talk there.
All right.
And the president, that's why they don't win election, because when you feel he's so big and we're not going to put you in power, you got to make sure we're all the same. And that's how the president is moving on.
Okay, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody is the same.
All right. I appreciate it. Thanks for your call. We have to go to the next topic. Thank you very much for your contribution.
All right. Thank you.
All right. We're gonna call it a day on this one here, and then we're gonna go to let's go to what they call the place name, Kingsville. There's a situation there, developing situation Well, first of all, let me just come quickly and share with you this breaking news. Of course, I like to share with you what is on here now. Let me put my camera in a way that you'll be able to see what I'm about to show you. Um, let me see. I need to do this. I need to do this. So yeah, so I can share with you. Let me see. All right, this is the situation I'm talking about, and this is the headlines here. Police citizens clash over ritualistic killings near 15 Gate. As you can see, the date there, and it came out this afternoon. You can see the police, and there was a serious tension. I have a video that you're going to watch shortly, but I just thought to bring this to you here. So that is how the situation as we speak. They were here in the video as we speak. This is the situation in Kingsville, Margibi County. Okay, so I will show you the video shortly, but let me just share with you what the headline is saying here, or the breaking news is saying here. A riot squad from the Liberia National Police (LNP) descended with firepower on a citizens demonstration against the alleged killing of 2 boys for ritual purposes. 2 boys were killed for ritual purposes. The demonstration took place around 12 p.m. today in the Kingsville number 7 community along the Kingsville-Kakata Highway in the vicinity of 15 Gate. The boys aged 10 and 14, who were reported missing for several days in early June, were later discovered dead with body parts missing. Residents told the Daily Observer today that upon discovery of their corpses, the private part was extracted from one of the boys, and from the other boy, an eye was extracted. According to an elderly resident of the Kingsville number 7 community, following the discovery of the boys' corpses, police arrested 3 prime suspects, as well as a 4th, an old man on whose land the boys were discovered. Later, according to the resident, police allegedly released the first 3 suspects on grounds of insufficient evidence, leaving only the old man in police custody. Since then, community members have been agitated over the apparent silence of the police on the matter, especially given the release of the 3 suspects. Therefore, around midday today, they set up a blockade along the Kingsville-Kakata Highway to call public attention their grievance. Shortly after, armed police arrived on the scene and allegedly fired several rounds of ammunition to disperse the demonstrators, who retaliated by throwing stones at the police. One person is said to have been shot dead and another wounded. The boys have since been buried. Meanwhile, the roadblock was cleared by around 3 p.m. today, and residents of the community are currently meeting to determine their next course of action. I even got that video as well. I will show you just a moment. But this is what's happening right now in the city, or in Masorado County, or in Margibi County in Liberia. Let me put it that way. We'll call you. You lines are activated. You can call. Send you already feel knowing about this story. Before I go to the video to show you, let me see if I can find it. I can find it now and show it to you. But the situation isn't looking good at all. Where are we? I hope.
Rescue, but also maybe they didn't want to live.
The man of fire, what was he doing?
The man was sending Rosie rescue.
Okay, let's see whether we can get courtesy of Classic FM in Liberia. Let's pay respect to them.
But also maybe they didn't want to live.
The man of fire, what was he doing?
The man was sending Rosie he was not even part of the protest. Student at that rate, he not even get support. The man was sending Rosie and
so why your representative send this?
The representative have been informed, Lori Moyo or informed. The superintendent informed on the particular problem. They carry the case to Monrovia Central.
Okay, thank you. What about woman was her name, madam?
I'm Patricia Flomo.
Yeah, ma'am, Patricia, tell her what happened here.
The safety of this town gathered together and have peaceful protest this morning because some people went and killed two children here. And since the government took there, we have not yet heard anything from them. So the safety of number 7 had protest. They blocked the road. When the PLC people came, they begged them to take the road block. They said, till the government can come and tell us, the people that they arrested and killed them, till they can tell us where are they. We will not leave the road.
I thought one person got shot. How it happened? Were you around?
Yes, I was around. I was right there. When the PLC people started shooting, we all decided to run. When we ran, the ball sitting on the post there, he was roasting corn. So when the man was coming, he decided to run. While running, I had a man fire at the back. A bunch of going ahead from the back. Now he fell. When he fell, we all ran on the other side. Then the other PSU man fired the ball on the floor. The ball broke. The bull even came up. You will see the bull there now. The bull even came up. But the one that was shot at the head, he died on the spot.
He died on the scene.
He died on the scene.
You fired somebody from the back?
I think that do start with carry the body.
And the car now go back down the way they are getting ready. Say again to react.
Okay, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
While we in Kingsville, number 7. We are in Kingsville. We are in Kingsville, number 7, and there's a violent protest here. Thousands of people are accused as a result of this situation. I'm told the police that the citizens accused the police of shooting 2 persons, and as well as killing one of them who was shot. Emmanuel, what's the analysis of the situation? I'm sure you call the violent Wiala protest.
Yes, this is similar to the Wiala protest. I think this is getting very serious, especially where one of the citizens have been shot there. That is very, very serious and one wounded. So I think the government needed to do more in order to see how best this can be solved.
Okay, we're moving close to where the roadblock is.
Yeah, Maurice, Morris.
So this is serious. This is serious, and we're moving towards where the roadblock is. If you have ever been to Kingsville, number 7, and it was a serious situation here. It's a serious situation here. And I'm told 1 person has been shot. 1 person has been shot. The entire town looks very deserted. The place looks very, 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 very deserted. Unless the Wiala violence, I see a spill of blood here. It's a very, very, very dangerous situation. So, Classic Radio is here to follow the update. We are following the updates from Classic Radio. So, if you are anywhere part of the world, if you are from Mosorado, rural Mosorado, Kingsville look very deserted. I'm talking to some of the young men here. Who are you talking to me? We want to talk to us? Hello, what's your name?
My name is Terry S.
Terry, tell me why happened here?
Well, from the past month, 2 of our brothers were killed here and the pipes was extracted.
How man?
Oh yes, extracted the pipes. And we've been moving to Central twice. But these perpetrators that were arrested, they are on a parole. So now we try to demand justice. The government is telling us that we don't get sufficient evidence so we can go to court. For the reason you call the citizen attention, at least that we can come on a road so as to call the government attention. Because the police that arrested these people, we can't tell the PSU people came and opened arm on the citizen as I speaking. I think 2 of our brothers, they are on a critical condition. We don't even think that the other person will survive.
So how did it come about? Did you resist the police?
The problem there, we did a peaceful assembly. We did a peaceful assembly for this morning. We were here, and then the police came. While we put the roadblock, they came and took it off. That's how we decided to show the placard to them. And we showed the placard, that's how they gave us 6 feet from the group. Then we re-put the placard again. Alive. It came off. I don't know where they got the order from. We decided to move the placard. And the citizens said, we can't move any placard from there, but we cannot leave the road. Because in group, marching to the citizens before the people said, why is it that you people are doing? Why is it that you want to do? They start using tear gas.
They said some people were arrested and later released.
Well,
yes. For the harmony.
Yes. There are 4 persons that were arrested. And we are getting the information the government is saying to us that there is no sufficient evidence so as to go to court. That's the reason we assembled on the road today. And in the process,
thank you. Well, may we want to talk to us?
Yeah, I have no problem.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Mr. John Oko.
John Oko, you are an elder. What's going on here?
2 of our children were murdered here since the 30th and the 31st, and today is the 24th of June. 2 of our brothers was instantly killed by the police today again.
How did the police shoot them?
Because we blocked the road, they came, they told us to open the road, so we're not opening the road.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is this the first time such activity happening number 7 for you to block the road because you want to justice?
No, that's not the first time. But they always come here and talk to all, and we negotiate with them and open the road.
What have you done to inform your representative and other people?
The representative is fully informed. He is working towards it. In fact, he didn't want to be transporting up to go after the case. Laurie Morris. And we represent the township. As I speak to you, as a formerly, I'm working as a head representation directly with the commissioner. So we went after the case. We have a 4 in number that went after the case. But other for setting, we keep the look that the CRD people from Central have freed those guys.
Your town is like getting deserted. I see people carrying their loads and other things on motorbike, other things. Do you have fear?
There's a fear. There's a fear because the PLU came there and just shot 2 of our brothers. 1 person died instantly, and they carried the other person to the hospital. So if it is you have a fear, so we have a fear. Not for the government to come in for our rescue. As we speak to you, and they will kill all here, they will kill all, but without allowing come to pass here.
How long do you intend to continue the protest?
The protest will last as long as it is until we see our redress and our flag can be met.
Thank you all so much.
Okay, thank you too.
Well, we're still here live. We're live from Kingsville, number 7. And I got my guys here, and we're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on. The place is tense. The place is tense. The police are around, and the police are retrieved because of the growing tension, the growing tension, because the growing tension, the police have left the scene, and we intended to talk to someone who was on the scene. What the bullet? It means so you're roasting corn and you're shouting? What? Was it by mistake?
He was not bad.
The police are arrived. We can't tell the reaction now. We can't tell the reaction now. The police are arrived. We can't tell the reaction now. The citizens are saying that they will resist the police because one of their kinsmen, one of the citizens have been killed. How was the boy that was shot?
The ball was 21 yards.
21?
21 yards.
Abraham, he was he a student?
Yes. Yes.
Says that's the right. Yeah, yeah. American still right.
Liberia National Police.
The police arrived, and you can see the police marching majestically. You are ever seeing the PSU or the ERU responding to riot? This is just one. So, Emmanuel, you see the police marching majestically.
And this is causing lots of fear in the citizen.
Yeah.
You saw from the first scene when a car from the bank arrived, they felt that probably the car belonged to the police, but this time around it is the real
police.
National Police, and they are so afraid they running up and down, so scary. So I don't know what the reaction would be in the next 5 minutes or 15 minutes from now. We're kind of thinking how would it be like.
And the police then, if you ever never start in their lives, and now see, they're moving on. They are moving on. I'm sure they're moving on to remove the roadblocks.
Well, this is
the police are moving on. The police are moving on. That's being a very tactical position to have an escape route in case of anything. Hey, the citizens want to resist all the rest of them here. The police are removing the debris from the road. And you can see the police officer are removing.
Just a roadblock off the way because there are a whole lot of people who are on the road and they are being hit on
Yeah, see, I'm going live on my phone. Gradually, the police. Gradually, the police are removing the debris.
Hey, it's not acceptable. You can go across the road. Anything you will talk to the commander later on, but you will not accept you. Barricading the police.
We are journalists. We are journalists.
Yeah, we agree. We agree. Very good. We agree. We don't know everybody to be journalists. Please, I agree.
Maurice. Huh. The debris have been removed from the road because if you was checked, there are hundreds of vehicles in queues on both ends of the road. And it's just sad that some of those who are traveling probably got a flag by likely lost it because they are not being able to make their way through. And the citizens are all disenchanted saying the government are not doing much in order to help them investigate the mysterious death of two of the police, two of the community members that were killed. Yes. Then they accused the police of shooting two of the protesters. One, the colony is reported dead, while another person is in a serious medical condition. The citizens are all steady. They are all steady, looking at the police. I don't know why they just looking on, but we're waiting to see as to what action will be after they have removed the roadblocks. Because a lot of vehicles in queue, and some of those who are traveling might have some emergency activities, but they can't just make their way through today because of this situation.
So let's see what's happening.
Are you one of those travelers? How long you been here? What's your name?
I've been to since 9 o'clock this morning.
9 o'clock this morning. Where are you traveling to?
Atlanta, okay. Since this morning, we got this situation here. We try to put attention down to the protesters, but unfortunately for us, another guy came and joined in the queue and make the situation worse.
Oh my God.
The police that were here, they decided to act on them. That's what brought the situation in this case right now.
So since 9 o'clock you've been here, why didn't you just make a way and just walk across and probably find a way home motorbike?
I have decided to do that, but I want to see the peaceful conclusion to this.
Oh, you think it will be peaceful when they're accusing the police or shooting them?
Yeah, and that's why I waited the time here to see the conclusion of this. Because the action of the police and then the reaction for the citizens too. That's why I have been here to really see what.
As a young man, why male continues protesting in our country?
It is not really good for our country. It is not good. That's why I have talked to one or two of the protesters, their leaders, to find means and deal with this situation in a peaceful manner instead of them protesting. Yeah. I have talked to them on one or two occasions. I know them very well in person.
Okay. I hope now you can make your way through.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to find a way.
Okay. I see a whole bus. This might be troubling.
This is why I'm saying that this is very scary.
Do you think that the police going to unleash the men here?
That is welcome it. If they just stand by and watch the entire scene, it will be done peacefully. But if they decide to at least carry on some reaction, it will be serious thing here. But I believe protesting in Margibi, we say in Liberia as a whole, it's becoming a normal thing. It's becoming a custom right now in Liberia. Citizens feel that the best way they can channel that grievances is through the blocking of roads. And you listen to one of the passengers who heard from Nima, he's going to Monrovia. I believe he's going to have some rules. This purple government, I mean, he have lots of things. The time should be in Monrovia. He's not going in time now since 9 o'clock up to now, so very serious to declare. And so I just hope and pray, like I keep saying, the LMP will be able to solve this thing, especially where the Liberian.
I see the reaction after the police arrived. The citizens are disenchanted. They're talking across. They engage in the police. They're talking to the police. I don't know why they're really concerned.
I think war of exchange and then Liberia era. So it's not anything. I think that would be fine. Then coming back on the road, placing the road block again. When the police remove it, placing the road block. I think the lady is crying. I think she's the mother of the guy who was shot. I think so. I believe.
It's an emotional scene here. It's a really emotional scene.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's an emotional scene.
I'm actually furious about this entire process. I'm here with manager of Classic F, Emmanuel Tope Gigler, Emmanuel Sensi. We're actually here bringing you live play-by-play.
The police are driving through. Sensi, move on.
Why are you crying?
Oh, they gave my phone. My phone was rolling. They're going to do that. They have annual road now over here. They gave you the road behind him from the road. They stay from the road. They brought the fire. He struggled down.
What's his name? Timmy.
Was he part of the riot?
No, he was not part of the riot. He was destined. He was destined. He was destined from the riot. They follow him. They walk in. He run away. He got all running. They fire him. Hey, what he do? Hey, what he do? That funny people.
How old is your son? 18 years old. Were you going to school? Which school?
Come on.
To go to school.
Don't go to school.
So what will the government do in this case now?
Hey, all my people, let the government intervene.
Is that the only child? Oh, grandson. Okay. So y'all resist the police? Y'all resist the police?
No, I'm standing.
Oh, y'all standing? Is that a firing?
But Lord, the son is thinking, everybody know me. Now we start running.
They will bring the brother. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, he go get. He eat it before he go to bed. Then what happened, my people? Struggle child, no support.
Mommy, start talking from the year.
Emmanuel.
Well, it's passion.
So what they can now plow the this is Classic FM. We are laughing.
They go for rebel in the number from the bringer. They have a fire now.
You want that today too?
Yeah, they came here to go hang a problem with us. And they came here, I don't have problem with us.
Why did the police want to kill you as a peaceful citizen?
But the one they shoot our brother in the township. One. And they say you can attack them before they attack you,
Mm-hmm.
and also,
yeah.
They road black, they are now people they are boy, and the fight black in the road. The man making mistake at the second time this. And they can't talk, and the boy can leave it the go. We march for her, we the parents there. We went terrorists back. We went, we asked for our development, superintendent. We asked for our representative, and the representative said, boys, and the man talked to her, the man said, my brother, I'm not worried. They particularly carrying our interaction. The young representative, you're not in favor of it. But instead, we want to tell you that you're going to your peace. We will see what to do. And then particular point, and we told them out there, I saw them, man, what they radio, man, I asked for them. They may ask us therapy. I said, we hear they tell the police men up parole. And we might would never put on up parole. And we are going to live on the fashion. They can't even have that, sir. Every day you go for here, you go, you see them men there. Either you see one or you see two. Right at the parking when the car for you down far. And they'll be the brother that can't speak for you. And we got to import the government. We got to fall the government for. Say the government get it for me. So when you see the green government going on today, because they put on more what? If we the women in one meeting, we come together. This is what they have. And they told them for work. And we stay with no resolution. We hear that. They free them men. They put it on the body. They put it on power, but they get that fire so they can go anybody. But they will not come here.
No result.
So when you see us, we say our children are blocking the road today. For the government to come here again, they do something for us.
Okay. We are still right here. Huh? No. Be on the safe side that you can find an escape route. For the people who don't want to you can choose the one.
Then they all go to and then our children are judged with the people.
So, they say about the harming business here. What are you doing about it before to protect yourself now? Because usually people in the community can put in place some measures. Because the 2 persons were killed.
Yeah, brother. I mean, President speaking to you, I'm a resident of this place.
Yeah.
Live here for so many years. But just recently, even during my early government, when I was having such a thing in the community. But just recently, things begin to happen, some strange things. And a few weeks back, 2 persons were missing and decided to look for it. Then our president was looking for them. We found them, their body was found right behind the place. We already been in there rotting. And we let it go into it, connecting into it. And then they arrested some people, they carried them. I don't know what really they fit anything more. And they carried them, we did not free them. And since the thing happened, we are not seeing any action towards the government. I was waiting. People said it was stressing. They started this issue this morning. They started it. They don't want to land on the fire soon. One of our citizens.
So the robot is being removed. What is the next step?
Then we are telling you for me, I was not here and they have already killed the man. They right to do anything for now. But what we got to say is we want the government to come in so that we see how best
thing will be settled. For the issue, for the problem, no more our community. I'm Emmanuel Webb.
The voice of one of the eminent sons of Kingsville 7.
All right, guys. Somebody was trying to call when the video was rolling. My lines are open now if you want to call in and make a contribution. To be quite honest with you, I'm right now disturbed. It doesn't matter the situation or what led to such situation. But to take another person's life in order for you to resolve a situation. Especially if the person is defenseless. You got armed, a machine gun loaded. You got body armor on you. You got hair protected gear, everything. And you see somebody who is walking that they don't even have. Maybe what they have on is a short trouser or short skirt. There's a way to intervene. And this is it. Why I wait, if you want to call in, my lines are activated. You can call in. Video line is activated. Line 2, the number is also activated. You can call. And someone was trying to call while the video was rolling. That's I do sincerely apologize. I couldn't take your call at that time. But here is it. Training for any security apparatus, any security personnel. Training is very essential. Here in the United Kingdom, even those guys that we call bouncers, those that mind the entrance of events, nightclubs, places of entertainment. They don't just grab you on the side and say, come and mind the gate. No. You got to show that certificate, that ID, special ID card that you graduated from this security training institution. Before even you are allowed to work with nightclubs, with supermarkets, where you receive assignment and entertainment places, big events places or so. You don't just pick anybody up. You got to be trained. You got to know how to manage the situation. Even when they push you to the limit, to the extent that you should retaliate vehemently. That security training will remind you of what you did in the classroom or what you did in the physical training site. And quickly you will check yourself and you come to yourself, no matter how you wanted to restrain that individual, you will know how to do it. Because you are also reminded that you can face punishment for misusing such power. Security army, whether in war or at any point. Then when I'm speaking from the general perspective, I know we heard something like this through the video or so, but I'm speaking from the general perspective, based on what I heard. When you shoot somebody from the back, you're already guilty. Because the argument right there is that individual might have been running away from you. That individual is escaping, is trying to find an escape route. Is trying to avoid coming across you. So because of that, they are ahead of you walking or running away. And so any action that you will take at that particular moment, in terms of using your weapon, you're breaking the rules. Hear the mother. She's dancing. She's not dancing because of, oh God, that's not musical dancing she's doing. They lost. 18 years old. Imagine me. Another one leg is gone accordingly. He will never be the same anymore. His life has changed. Mr. President, you need to wake up. We need to go back in the classroom. It happened to me the last time when I was in Monrovia. It happened to me with the EPS. I still got the case against them through the PUL, the Press Union of Liberia. It happened to me. Perhaps it would have been worse as well. Maybe by now you're not even hearing me speaking anymore. It would have caught many of you with surprise, the news that would have come from there. Because of lack of training. People feel that they are in power. You know, you got the power. And you want to protect that power. You want to protect it to the extent that you have no feelings for the next individual that coming right before you. You have no feelings. You have no second thought about how you should treat that individual. Lack of training. And I did somebody, the woman shouting at me, she telling me I'm a professional. And I was just laughing at her. I got right before, this is the story. I got right before Miss, I was just driving passing to go to town or pass by. I just about to pass by his, Mr. Joshua Johnson. And I saw protesters on the side of the road. I crossed his junction. And I drove a little bit further. I thought as a journalist, it was a news story. And I parked my car and I walked back. I walked back. And I saw them land up with their placards in their hands. Also, some of them saying things, some of them not saying anything because the placards are speaking already. And as I got further, I right opposite the main junction of the president, the main entrance, the road that leading inside from the main road of Rehab. I saw another the group there. I think they were trying to negotiate. And I got closer. I took out my ID, my press ID, and I had it very close to me. In fact, I put it at the back of my notebook so that it could be easy to just show it to somebody. The moment you ask me, I don't have to look for wallet or so. I don't have to open book to take it. I just put it at the back of it and had it right on top of the notebook. And I went very close to the group. I mean, 2-3 other people, including security officers. A lot of security people were there, and I asked the other fellow that stood by, I said, "What is going on here?" And by the time the guy introduced himself to me and said, "Oh, I'm one of the spokesmen or so." The other fellow that was actually leading the group that was intervening from the president's office, he heard me asking the gentleman, and then he heard the guy introduce himself, and he quickly turned to me and asked me, "Who are you? Can I know you, please?" And then I just flashed my ID to him. He saw the price and thing, and he just said, "Okay." He just shook his head. And I asked the guy now who said he was a spokesman for the group. I said, "Can I speak? Can I talk to you on record? Can I?" And he said, "Yeah, I don't mind. We're looking for redress for our plight." And the guy started explaining. And then I checked him over. I said, "Well, you know why? Let me speak to you on the video if you don't mind. And I would love to even go Facebook Live." He said, "No, you can do anything because I want the message to go across." And then I went live and I started shooting, asking, and the fellow was explaining about how they've been undermined at this company, and they're blaming one Musability and everything. And from there, I started going around to talk to the protesters. Those are there with placards, different placards or so. I talked to them from one person to another. I think after about 5-6 minutes of my time there, they received an order. I think the securities that were there received an order and said that they should push the people backward. They should push them towards the road, the main road, where the total or the market is in rehab there. So they asked them to dress back, and the people started dressing back, and I started going along with them, you know. But within split seconds, the walking changed to pushing. Within split seconds, the pushing changed to shoving, and forced, people, they started using force on them. And I was still rolling my camera. But within that time, a lot of the security officers that were there when I started, they've already finished getting grips of me already. So some of them were even coming and, passing by me and pushing the other people without bothering me. And they pushed them very, very far from the President's Junction there, very far away. And where they pushed them now, it was in front of somebody's house, private home. And it means there, some of them are having problem with them, that is, people should go further. Now, right within that time, I was just talking to a protester, I was just interviewing somebody. And this lady came from nowhere. I didn't even take a picture of her, nothing. Came straight at me and just shouted, "Stop recording, stop recording, stop recording." And I said, "Why should I stop? Who are you? Who are you?" I just flashed my ID. With all of that, this lady, she just rushed on me and held my hand that the camera was on and just pulled my hand down and pushed me. Luckily, I have two other guys who were very close to me that I was able to balance by the virtue of their help. And I asked her, "Why are you pushing me like this? I just introduced myself to you." I said, "You acted very, very unprofessional right now." Then she said, "No, I'm not unprofessional. I am very professional." I said, "Is that professionalism you just showed just now to me? I introduced myself to you, asked me who am I? I show you my press ID card. So you don't respect journalists?" And then she just walked away. I'm telling you that the experience of the video I just came from showing it to you. There's a need for us to educate these people. I left her, I went for my daily routine. I came back in the evening because I live in the same area. I went to look for her. or anybody who is higher than her in position. Unfortunately, the very guy I met on duty, he was the commander for that particular evening shift. When I explained everything to him, he said, "Well, I can't intervene because she's my boss. The only thing I can advise you to do is to come the next morning. You'll see our BB people here." And rightly so, I went there earlier, 8:30 or so. By the direction I went, right around the main entrance in the house, in the fence of the president. Luckily, I met her sitting there. She was having something. She was eating. And all the guys were sitting all around, and securities all around there. I spoke. I say, "I came to your mom. Can I speak to you?" And luckily, there was an empty seat by her. She said, "Come and sit down." Whether she was pretending that she couldn't remember me or so. And I sat down. And she said, "Why?" I said, "I came to you. The reason I came to you is what you did to me yesterday. I am not happy. And I came to let you know. And I want you to do something about it. But I'm not happy. You had no right yesterday to actually assault me like that. When you push somebody, when you hold them by their hand and push their hands and push them away, that's an assault. And that's what you did to me yesterday. I'm not happy. I only came to tell you. And I want to know what you're going to say." And this lady was defensive, denying, "I didn't touch you. I didn't do this." I said, "You're even on records. I got witness to prove that you did push me. You even stopped my video from rolling." And here and there, she trying to, she just escaping and trying to say this. And one other guy, was sitting there. He asked the question, say, "So what is happening?" And then she, in response, she referred to the guy as Chief. So I knew that guy was higher than her. "Chief, this is what happened. Blah, 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 blah." And the next thing he started saying, "Oh, but they have no right for him to shoot video or to take picture. This is a presidential ground." I said, no. That where I met the people, across the road from the main road. The main road is between the protester and the main and the main point of entrance to the road going inside to the president, towards the president house. I said, that isn't the president ground. Where those people were standing is not the presidential ground, and I had the right to take the picture, the type of picture I was taking there or video I was doing there. As I'm a journalist, it was newsworthy. That's why. And then the same guy who say he's a boss or so, or I said, "But even where you are in the UK, you can't just go anywhere and start taking pictures." I said, "No. If people are protesting, you can put your video and do anything you want to do. I didn't just come here and jump on and start taking pictures. Even where I am right here now, I'm not allowed to take picture here. I know this. You don't have to tell me. I don't see any notice around here, but I know my senses that I will not just come here and start taking picture here. This is the presidential ground. It's all for security reasons, and I know my right, and I know where I need to apply them." And still, this guy was defending the woman. So the only thing I said there, I said, "Well, you know why? I came here for one thing, to get to know you, young woman, to get to know you, and to tell you what you did to me was wrong. But since you're defending yourself, I will seek legal advice." And the next thing the woman telling me, not even her, but one other guy, not even the boss, the another one sitting on the back that were listening. "Oh, but let the man go sue. Let the man go sue." The last thing I did, I just asked her, "Can I know your name?" And she shouted her name. Then before the same guy that say, "Okay, go to court. Don't tell the man your name. Don't tell the man your name." But I said, "But she wouldn't tell me her name already. I'm going." That's how I left. And when I met the PUL president, I explained it to him. He said, "Put it in writing as a complaint, and send a CC copy to the director of EPS." Executive Protective Service. And I did similar. I hand delivered the letter to him. Unfortunately, that day he wasn't at the office. And PUL were talking about us, but that was very, very close to my coming now. For us to meet also, say, oh, when I receive reply or so, or either I will just take you there, we'll go to the director and say, I didn't get a redress because of a very short time there. But then I think 2 days after, the director of APSC rang my number and asked me, oh, we received your, telling me we received your complaint or so. And normally what we do, PUL will have to notify us, and from there we'll take it from there. So I just want to let you know we received your CC copy of your complaint also. We're just waiting for PUL. But that case, I'm not going to close that case. I go back in December, we will go back into that case. We have to help to discipline them. Because this thing that happened right now, and I've seen this mother dancing like this in agony. She is even unable to speak words. This thing that happened in that area, it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. The people shouldn't create the avenue where we'll return to the days that we used to say in Liberia, when the criminal is running after you and you see the police ahead of you, go back to the prisoner. We shouldn't reach to that level. And so, Mr. President, for him, I appeal once again on this one. You have to take the blame. I don't care whatever others will feel, but you have to take the blame. You are the head of this particular train that we are on. You are the captain. Your boys, your men and women, they are not behaving well. They are not. You need to bring them to book. If there is a need for them to go back in the classroom and sit there and take some security training and take some training that would tell them how to deal with citizens. Whether, no matter how tensions are, do not use firearm. Don't. Even protest, there are rare instances that people can even use tear gas. And your people are doing this kind of a thing. How will anybody get comment and say go and shoot? Come on, man. And you will tell me that police officer that actually opened fire at these people this afternoon, that police officer is still in the police force actively? I got to speak to the police chief, spokesman tomorrow. I got to speak with him tomorrow. I will try hard and bring him live on this show. Let him come and speak to us. That police officer, as we speak right now, they should be disrobed. They should be behind bars. This is why I'm calling for the independent police commission to be established in Liberia. Let us have an independent body. That's cases like this. Quickly, the independent police commission will take control. The prosecution service will take control. So that you can't just walk over the people like this. The president, you're speaking of respect, that you want people to respect you and your office. The respect should come from you. You should lead us. You should be before us. You should stand and steer this particular ship. It is rocking. It is rocking. Mr. President, this ship is rocking. You need to do something about it. Forget about throwing words here and there. Forget about listening to what this person is saying, that person is saying, especially when somebody is saying that you're not this, you're not that, and whatsoever. Focus on your work. That's not small work you're having to do there. We'll give you responsibility there. $90,000 every year we pay you. We give you allowances. When you travel, we are responsible for you and your team. We make sure that you don't go out of money. That's what the state does. That's what the taxpayers does. You have all of these immunities. You have everything before you. And what can you give the little that belongs to the citizens? Even their right. Look at it. Look at the old man and saying things. We just want people to leave us alone. We want to do our thing. That woman that was dancing there, that was shaking there, couldn't know what to do. She's speaking her dialect. She's speaking English. She's speaking different languages. All in the quest that she lost somebody so dearly. 18 years old. 18. Years old. Those are the same people. Somebody in that age gap he's one of those that we sit on the platform every day to talk issues here that we need to change the way we're doing things in Liberia so that these children can have future. I don't sit here and talk about future for myself in Liberia. No, I want to create future for the ones that are coming up, not mine. You are witness of it, that my future was mortgaged in 1989 civil madness that took place. You know about this. My future was mortgaged. But I'm protecting the future of the next generation. That is why I will spend my countless hours. I know when I finish today again, there are some people we are friends on the Facebook, they're going to block me again. Oh, Mr. Matane, my girl, you need to wake up. This country is dying. This country is dying. You stop being selfish. You stop being selfish. It's always good as a leader to be selfless. Stop being selfish. Be selfless. And you put some values in your. These are common citizens. I'm not in nowhere to say I am in support of them blocking the roads or the major highway like that. No. The last time I was even against, and I talked about it when I was in Liberia, I saw children, schools putting children in the middle of the road to do what they call Gala Day celebration or so, which I had serious problem when I expressed it. And I went to the Ministry of Education and I told them about it. You need to do something. Just stop risking the lives of our children. You see the 4 or 5 years old in the street there, and in the major road, a road for that matter. You know how many people you're inconveniencing? They need to go to the airport, they could miss their flight or so. And when I had that experience that day, it didn't go down well with me. And I decided to take it on with the parents, with the teachers, and to the ministry, with the Ministry of Education. I won't see wrong and I back it, no. I'll keep saying that you want to celebrate your gala days, it shouldn't be in the middle of the road. It's similar with this incident today. I'm not in support of the citizens blocking roads. I'm not. They were wrong. I think we need to maybe get away from this way of protesting. You can come up with different version of it. You got leadership. You force your representative to work for your superintendents, your city council. You force them to work for you. In this kind of a situation where lives are lost, you go put yourself together. Go to that Capitol building. Go and sit there right before his office, his or her office. We are here. We want you to address this situation. Inconvenience her and her colleagues there. No, not the other people. If they are on the national level, inconvenience the president. But the reaction from the police, this is a devilish reaction. How will you shoot in the middle of a crowd with a live bullet? Come on, man. How will you shoot somebody from the back? I'm 18 years old, according to what they say in the video. 18. Come on, man. And they turn their back to you. You are a distance away from them. And you shoot them. We call for an immediate autopsy on this case. You shouldn't bury this. The body shouldn't. The body of this child shouldn't go in the ground without an autopsy. We call for an immediate autopsy. Now, whoever gave that command, whoever took that child's life away, let them face the full weight of the law. They shouldn't go for free. They shouldn't be buried down. Mr. President, this is wrong. It is wrong. My people, I want to say thank you. Thank you for listening. We're going to stop here on this afternoon. At least I think we clear our chest this afternoon on the show. By the grace of God, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll try our best tomorrow. We'll have to speak to the chief spokesman of the Liberia National Police. They got to tell us what went wrong there. We'll finish hearing from the people outside already. Let's hear from the police side. These are your citizens. So let me say thank you so much for being there. May God bless you. May God bless the continent of Africa. And above all else, may God bless Mama Liberia. I am out. Bye-bye for now.
Liberians suffering, Liberians. We see it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberians suffering, Liberians. We see it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberian people suffering, Liberians today. We see it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberians, what we went to.